Hi, everyone. I'm Sandra Levy, Senior Editor of Drugstore News. Today, we're speaking with BetsyWarren. She's President and Chief Clinical Officer at My Physician 360, and we're going to discuss a recent partnership. Welcome, Betsy, and I'm glad you joined us today.
Thank you for having me, Sandra. I really appreciate being here.
My pleasure. So let's get right to it. My Physician 360 and Care PharmTech recently announced a strategic partnership. Can you please describe My Physician 360's expertise and that of Care PharmTech's?
Yes, I'd be happy to introduce you to My Physician 360 and Care PharmTech. So My Physician 360 is a leading provider of primary and urgent care telemedicine services. And we're really on a mission to revolutionize the way healthcare is delivered, making it more accessible and personal than it has been in the past. We harness the unique strengths of the local community pharmacy and combine that with our innovative telemedicine platform. And by doing that, we're enabling pharmacists to provide clinical care that extends beyond the counter. And, we're not just dreaming of changing healthcare, we're making it happen. Every telemedicine visit is our way of bridging the gap of medically underserved populations and bringing expert care into both homes and to pharmacies in communities that otherwise may not have access to healthcare. And then Care PharmTech is the company we recently announced our strategic partnership with. You may not know the name Care PharmTech, but they are really trying to revolutionize independent pharmacy operations through technology and AI-powered solutions that are designed to increase access, improve outcomes, and drive profitability for the independent community pharmacy. And for those of you who may not know, Care PharmTech is led by the visionary healthcare entrepreneur, Dr. Kiran Patel, and Dr. K, as he's known by many in the healthcare industry. And we're really pleased to be partnering with them.
Excellent. That's fascinating. So you touched a little bit upon what I want to ask next, but if you can get into some more details, what does this collaboration actually involve and what does it hope to accomplish?
Yeah, so this collaboration brings us under the umbrella of companies that are part of Care PharmTech. And Care PharmTech has companies like Hub Services, RX Discount Card, Provider Solutions, a group purchasing organization, proprietary PMS system, and now they bring telehealth alongside those companies. And really, you think about all those companies together, and really that is an ecosystem that can help optimize independent pharmacy operations, ensuring that pharmacies not only survive, but thrive in today's healthcare landscape. And the partnership really brings us both together with our commitment to independent pharmacies, but really helps strengthen our ability to help independent pharmacies remain integral to their communities.
Yes, I was actually going to ask the next question. That's a great segue. Can you specifically tell me how the partnership empowers independent pharmacies to grow and to enhance patient care?
So we're really about bringing tools to these independent community pharmacies that help them compete in today's healthcare market. A lot of healthcare clinics might have an in-house pharmacy, or you've seen healthcare clinics be put inside pharmacies. And that's not practical for every community pharmacy, of course. So we really are bringing that on-site clinic experience to their pharmacy. And with it, the pharmacies play an expanded role in healthcare. So they're not just at the end of the line filling the prescription, they're actually logging into our telemedicine platform. They're inputting clinical information into the patient record. And so when the provider sees the patient, they're actually, 2, 3, 4 steps ahead of the game because they've got this clinical information that the pharmacist has gathered. And the pharmacists interact with patients in ways that patients don't with others in the healthcare system, and they might share more with their pharmacist. So we can really gather insight from the pharmacist that you wouldn't get from certainly a virtual telemedicine engagement, but possibly even from a in-person engagement. So the pharmacist plays a really critical role to improving patient care. And I'll just tell a quick story. We have a new pharmacy partner up in New Jersey, and she's a super engaged, highly clinical pharmacist who does a really extensive job of evaluating the patient before she sends the patient to us. So she's taken the patient's, medication history, physical history, family history, their current symptoms. She gets all that documented and puts it in the patient chart. So by the time our provider sees the patient, she's done most of the work. And one of our top providers has said, wow, I really enjoy working with this pharmacist. She makes my job easy. So it's pharmacists like that that can really help drive patient care. And just think about the patient experience in that case too, where the patient has now gotten a more wholesome evaluation from their healthcare providers. So that's just one example of how the pharmacist is really able to improve patient care in connection with our telemedicine platform. In some cases, elderly customers aren't as tech savvy. And we have one pharmacist who is, committed to making sure the patient is able to really go from start to finish with a telemedicine visit. And so she inputs the patient's account and signs up for the telemedicine visit, helps the patient get through that process, and really makes healthcare more accessible to that patient who otherwise might not have sought healthcare. And so, again, pharmacists like that really improve care in conjunction with our telemedicine platform are really able to advance healthcare in places that might not have it otherwise.
Yes, I was going to ask about, personalized care now and pharmacy deserts are something that the industry is really talking about and trying to address. So you touched upon some of these examples. I was going to ask, how the partnership supports the emergence of personalized care and how it improves patient outcomes, particularly in these pharmacy, desert areas, which are growing and, the industry is really trying to do something about.
Yeah, so we have healthcare deserts, of course, where maybe there's not access to a primary care physician, not access to an urgent care facility. And then also, as you mentioned, the growing pharmacy desert piece, which is a concern because pharmacies, you've heard the many metrics that reference the accessibility of the pharmacist. For example, most people live within 5 miles of their pharmacy. Most patients see their pharmacist, 10 times as many times as they see their primary care provider in a given year. And not to mention the trust and respect that people have for their pharmacist. And so the pharmacy deserts is definitely a concerning piece because we need people to have access to healthcare. Fortunately, our telemedicine platform can be accessed anywhere. You can do it from your home, the pharmacy, your car, for that matter. I mean, any place that you have access to internet or cell service, you can access the telemedicine component of it. But we really want to emphasize the pharmacy component of this too. Again, lots of telemedicine companies out there, but not many that appreciate or include the value of the pharmacist. And so in some of those pharmacy deserts, I think, we may need to rely on, the good old fashioned telephone to have a patient be introduced to their pharmacist or discuss things with their pharmacist that they, might not discuss with the healthcare provider. And so we really got to be creative with how we use technology, how we engage with patients to really treat patients in those underserved areas. But in places that they may have a pharmacy, but not a primary care physician, not the urgent care facility, those are the places where we really can focus on bringing healthcare to communities that otherwise don't have good access. And involving the patient early in the process is so important because if a patient delays care, of course, you're dealing then with more complex, difficult, expensive, time-consuming treatments that could have potentially been prevented if the pharmacist had gotten involved early on. So those are the types of communities where we're really trying to leverage the fact that there is a pharmacist and bringing healthcare to places that might not otherwise have access to healthcare. Sandra, I was just going to share, I thought when I got into the telemedicine space, I thought that our biggest age group would have been kind of the young people, the 20s and 30s, the people that, are very digital savvy and are good at navigating the digital ecosystem. Our number one patient demographic is age 50 to 60. And our second biggest demographic is age 60 to 70. So it's interesting seeing that, it's the older population that's taking advantage of these digital solutions and really finding their niche within healthcare.
Well, that's so exciting. I want to thank you so much for sharing all of this information about your new partnership. And I hope that you come back sometime to speak about how the partnership is growing and whether you have any other partnerships in the works.
I would love to be able to do that. Yes, this is very early. We just announced it a month or so ago, and we're early in the process, but we have a lot of things planned for the future, a lot of growth planned, and would be happy to come back and share how that's going.
Well, that's great. Thank you again.
Thank you, Sandra.